Welcome to the Annoyed Adult Podcast. I'm Howard Camp, and we are back. We are back from our summer break, going to start our 23-24 school year, and we can't wait. And for those of you that couldn't wait for this episode, I'm sorry that we didn't record one in the summer, because god damn it, we need a break too. We're joined today with JC, with Alana, and with Nancy. And
Hello.
And we're here in the sub-basement.
The dungeon.
The dungeon.
Well, I'm in a cell, so I don't know.
Oh my God, let's talk about that real quick. So JC, you had an entire classroom in a library,
Yes,
and now you got moved
I did.
into what can only be described as a prison cell.
No windows, nothing.
I have like
Just
1
walls.
foot windows way up at the top of the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't really see much out of my room, except I'm in a pretty sad, pathetic cell because I can't just probably push the walls down.
Can you even feel the AC on your face?
No, I can't because the walls are too high.
Do you see sunlight?
No,
A little bit. Little bit.
Damn.
I think I see it kind of lighting the top in the morning.
And that's it. Mm-hmm. Good God.
But if they're projecting something, I have to turn off the lights and I sit in darkness.
Alana, you should have got your students to build her walls. I mean, they wouldn't be the best quality, but at least there'd be gaps enough for light.
It wouldn't be on purpose.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. I don't know if they'd be able to, though.
Why not?
But I really do want a speakeasy opening on my door.
Yeah, a little slide panel.
Yeah.
Or at least one of those peekaboo holes.
Yeah, and I just want to be able to go. But then they're like, I'm short. So then if I'm short, then I might I'm going to
Crotch
open it
level.
and be like, I can't see Nancy's face.
You'll be looking at my boobs.
Like, what is this? What?
Yeah, so I'd be like, who are you? I don't know who you are. I don't recognize those. So yeah, I don't know. But I would like that. That'd be fun or something.
I feel bad for you. I feel bad for your entire room.
Well, right now I have these really thick floor mats. I have to buy more because I didn't measure correctly. So those are fun. So, if it was big enough, you could flip a kid in there.
Yeah. But if you stuck out your arms wingspan wide, you'd probably touch the wall, I think. No.
No, I'm sure I have short arms,
I could.
Yeah, Nancy, you definitely,
I could.
Yeah.
especially between the cabinet and the wall because it shortened it a little bit. She probably could.
So all four of us could never have a meeting in JC's room.
Well, no,
Be very
because the
cozy.
walls don't go up
No.
to the ceiling anyways. So you can hear everything.
It wouldn't
happens
be
in my room.
private.
It would what?
It wouldn't be private.
Not at all, right? Because there's a gap.
Yeah.
So
And I
somebody-
stare at the bathroom.
Oh God. You ever watch that movie Office Space?
No. I should, though.
So in Office Space, there's this character named Milton. And Milton got fired but didn't realize he was fired. And he's like, I forgot who he's played by. But he is just constantly pushed into smaller and smaller offices until he's in a basement with no lights.
That's so
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah. But then, spoiler alert, Milton ends up burning the entire office down.
Okay, JC, don't take inspiration from that.
Don't go that far.
After what happened yesterday and today, they're going to now question what
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. So how did we begin this school year? Let's talk about how did we began this entire school year. This is like day 3, right, of students.
Well, we had freshman first day on Monday.
Yeah.
And then yesterday it was the official first day for everyone.
Yep.
And then today was a second official day, but there's no kids here because we had a power outage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From yesterday at 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But you lucky bastards got power and you had AC. Alana and I are on E&F building far away. Not only did we have no power, we had no AC, no internet, and so we're like suffering. Alana had half a circuit working.
Yeah. For some reason, my outlets were working, but not my lights.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You had AC, so we all went
Yeah.
to Alana's room.
Yeah.
It's weird. I had AC and some Wi-Fi, but no power. So I couldn't turn on my computer anyways.
We
But I
had,
could sit in AC.
yeah, I had jack shit. I was in total darkness.
I had half my lights working, but the AC was working. No internet.
Fuck you guys.
And then I came
dying.
in today and everything 100% was working. I went,
Only in this building, though.
Everyone kept saying everything was on, and we're just like, no, we're still dead. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah, the new guy in our department, he's like, hey, power's back on. I'm like, what? No, we're out. E and F is still out. G is out. All those buildings are still out. We don't have power.
But he had come down here. Is that
No,
what
he
he
said
did?
He
a
saw
text
A
message.
building.
Yeah, it's just A building.
So he just assumed because A building was on, everywhere was on, which never happens.
No, yeah, that doesn't happen. I just happened to walk down to that main hallway and all the lights just turned on. I went, oh, okay, good. So I went back up, turned on the light switch. Oh, everything's working. My computer's working. Phone's lit up. Okay, I'm functional.
And these kids are just like standing in the hallways, walking around. I had to read my syllabus on the lanai outside, and I said, look, kids, you can go inside if you want to, but it's hot and it's dark. So that's up to you. I mean, if you're like an introverted nerd that always wears his hoodie at 92-degree weather, then yeah, maybe.
But a lot of them did go in there when I was leaving.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why?
I don't
they
know.
like
they just,
inside. I don't know.
we said, no power. Okay.
I'm
It's
gonna-
hot. Okay.
They must be so happy though, at home, in bed right now.
I
Doing
texted my
nothing.
students at like 6, right after I texted you guys, so like 6:10. I texted them, no school, and I got, are you? This is a not funny prank. Like, what are you doing? And I was like, it's not a prank. Why would I prank you? on
Yeah,
that?
it's not a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Instagram, I posted like, kids, stay home.
Yep.
I'm not kidding. And I play this weird mental game with my kids, so they don't know if I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
I think they have to confirm that with their friends.
No, so yeah, we told them put it on our class Instagram and
Yeah.
let's get the word out.
It
right?
was all over Instagram. Emails were sent out.
Yeah.
But what's funny is they said that they want to know. So, oh, you guys weren't in that meeting that I just had to come from. They said they were shocked that we had less than 30 kids show up. So they're like, clearly, if we notify students,
Yeah, they
get
spread it.
something. But I said
real
you got to
quick.
notify them about good stuff,
Yeah. Okay.
not dress code.
Here's the bullshit, right? So we say one message from one teacher, don't come to school, it's closed. And then everybody gets the memo, right? But we tell them something important like, this is the day you got to pay for these dues, or this is the day for this. Oh, I don't know. I didn't get it. Oh, you little lying shits.
Yep.
Fuck you. You know you got it.
Well, that's not interesting.
Yeah. That's
That
not,
wasn't exciting for them.
that's not fun. Okay, then. So let's talk about what are we hopeful for this year? And should we start with JC and work our way around?
Sure. So, not a bigger space, not happening. Realistic, right? We have to be realistic. So, maybe some windows so I can see the outside world, or just the hole in my door might be
See
fun.
the sky, see a tree.
Yeah, that might be nice every once in a while to know if it's raining outside or not. But really, it's to not cry, knowing my kids are leaving. I missed them all summer. The one I couldn't see all of them. When I saw them yesterday, it was like the happiest time. And then-
Rainbows and
rainbows and
fireworks.
unicorns.
Yeah.
Everything was fluttering. Yeah,
You are so attached to your students.
I am.
Like, I think way more than anybody on campus, including me.
Oh, that's scary if I mean I've seen that.
Because I get close to my kids. Like, they're like, they just don't leave me alone. So I guess it's not really my choice, but I mean, like, yeah.
No, right? Like I had to walk some around. They were like, I need help finding, like, changing my schedules, and can this teacher take me? And I would walk them around the rooms and do all of that.
Like school mom.
Yeah, school mom.
Yeah, they helped me, put the mats or measure the mats for the floor and how many tables can they fit in there and all kind of fun stuff.
Wait. They measured the mats?
Well, they put it down and then they were like, oh, okay, we thought there'd be more room. Okay, measured. We can put one more mat here, one more that. So I have to buy one more set.
Okay.
Yeah. So they were helping measure all that kind of
So
stuff.
they didn't measure properly the first time, and that's why I have to buy
Well,
another set.
no, it was because we measured the room, but not
Yeah.
knowing when the furniture came in,
Okay.
how that would affect it.
All right. Alana, what are you hopeful for this year?
I mean, I just like my classes this year. I'm happy that I'm not coming into something that I didn't know, like, skill level wise where my kids were, because coming in last year it was just like, oh, I'm stuck with all these kids at all these different levels, whether or not they're supposed to be there. So now I know most of my kids actually, which is nice. And then the other half that I don't know, obviously, are just like the low levels, which is exactly how it kind of should be. Like, I actually know my high level kids. I know what they're capable of. Like, I know a lot more about them going into it, and that's nice. And then I like my fourth levels. I have fourth levels. The fourth levels are my
Nice.
favorite.
Yeah, because you spent an entire year
Yeah.
trying to clean up the shit
Yeah.
from the other person that was before you.
Yeah.
That giant. Oh my God! Wait. I wanna get to you, Nancy, because that just popped into my head.
Your eyes just lit up.
Yeah, because I have another story, but no, I don't want to cut you off, Nancy.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
So, what are you hopeful for this year, Nancy?
I don't want any drama this year. Last year was full of drama.
You don't want your drama class to have drama.
No, not in the teaching realm. Actually, everything outside of the classroom. There's so much like dumb, stupid drama outside of the classroom that didn't involve any students. It was all like adult things on campus.
You had a rough one.
I had a rough year last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hated it. I was so stressed out. Probably one of the reasons why I couldn't get pregnant last year.
Congratulations on your pregnancy, by the way.
Thank you very much. Yay. So excited. Yay. But yeah, so I don't need the stress. I am trying very hard to stay away from stress this year. And like actually before we started this podcast, I was telling Howard I need to figure out a way to give less shits.
And we will create a professional development class just for that.
Just for that. Because a lot of people, I feel like that's a good skill to learn.
Yes.
Yeah, because so there's some people that they care way too much. And I'm like, I'm at this level of care where I'm like, if you can be educated, then that's cool because we're not friends anyway, and I don't care, right? And I think that helps me. I know you, Nancy, and you, JC, you have this very like attached to your child thing,
Mama bear.
Mama bear, and Alana and I are basically like, cool, we're done here. So
Get
see
out,
ya.
leave.
See ya. Leave your snack tray and your gift card on the table. And
Bell has rung. Goodbye.
Yeah, and you had a good like. I've known you for 4 years. Anyway, bye.
You're definitely worse than me, though.
I think so. I am. What do I care about this year? What am I hopeful for this year?
Yeah, what are you hopeful for?
I think I'm hopeful that I won't. I'm okay. What I'm really hopeful for is that I have these ideas in my head, and I don't really want to let them out right now because they're building, and I would like all of my dreams, I guess, my hopes and wishes to come true.
Should we be scared or excited?
I think we should be excited.
Okay.
I have
As
this weird
teachers.
like Willy Wonka vision in my
See,
mind
with you,
of you.
we never know. With you, it's always a toss up.
Well,
Yeah, what are these ideas? Like,
Okay. Well, let's.
Is it gonna get you in trouble?
Maybe.
okay, maybe I don't want to know. I don't want to be incriminated with it.
Like anybody listening to this podcast, even students that listen to it, I have this like idea, and I want to share like my grand idea with you. So the first big idea I have is, why are you laughing?
I don't know. I'm scared. I
So,
don't want to be incriminated.
Let's take the bottom 5% of our school and cast them out into like some separate class, distance learning. No. Hear me out.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Okay.
Okay. So I told this idea. So when I had this idea, right, this very controversial, like let's kick out the bottom 5% of students. I walked into a social emotional learning meeting.
Oh God.
I was in that committee.
Yeah, you were in that committee with another teacher. And in fact, 15 of you were in there.
Yeah,
there were
plus,
a lot of
yeah.
teachers in there, and I'm like, I didn't like kick open the door, like, but I walked in. I didn't knock. I'm like, hey, I have an idea. Can I speak? And then the person running the committee meeting said, sure, Howard. I'm like, great. Well, here we go. And I said, let's kick out the bottom 5% of Roosevelt and put them on separate classrooms. And like, oh, Howard, no, we can't do that. You know, educational opportunity. I'm like, I think you're missing the point here. The point is that we have to provide an educational opportunity for everyone. But what about the top performing kids or the medium performing kids, right? Imagine this for a moment. And for all the students that listen to this podcast, I want you to imagine this. I want you to walk into a classroom and you look at this one kid that's just a piece of fucking shit. And you're like,
So much contempt
And
in
you're
that
like-
sentence.
yeah, right? But you're like, fuck, because this kid is going to act up and be a dick and give the teacher a problem. And the teacher has to spend 20% of his or her time saying, hey, you fuckwit, stop it, right? If you're trying to teach and I'm trying to learn, then why am I, a student who is at least decent at learning, being held back by this dumb shit. So if we take the bottom 5% of Roosevelt, the behavior kids, the ones that love to cut school, the ones that love to vape in the bathroom, all the shitbirds, take all the shitbirds and put them into distance learning or another class where they can just do general ed, where they can just get their degree. We take them out of the general classroom setting and give every single person at Roosevelt, including admin and teachers, a chance to do their duties and responsibilities. Security will be less stressed that they have to go chase a kid down. Teachers will be less stressed that they have to scold a kid. Students will be less stressed that they have to worry about intimidation from another student. And if I'm a parent of a student that is going to a school and another kid in the class is being an asshole, I might say some shit to admin like, hey, my child wants an education, but this person is super disruptive in the classroom. What are you doing to handle this situation? So out of 20, let's say 28 kids, out of 28 kids in the classroom, if one or two is being an asshole, then I'm disrupting 26 other kids, right? So 26 parents are like, how come you're not getting good grades? Why are you getting a B? It's like, because mom and dad, there's a kid in my class that just won't shut up, and they're always yelling, and they throw things, and I'm trying to learn, and I'm distracted, and I'm tired. Only if they got rid of this kid. Oh, look at your faces now. Now you see my plan, right? So
It sounds logical and almost like a plot for a dystopian utopian movie.
yes, I understand that the parents of the kids who are shitbirds would be like, why can't my kid be in a regular classroom? Well, because your child is not designed for a regular classroom because you're a shitty parent.
Wait, this is that movie.
What
What was that movie? Oh God. I was gonna say, is it Lean On? No, is it Lean On Me?
There's Lean on Me. There's Freedom Riders. There's
No,
There's
what's
so
that
many
one
teacher
where he
movies.
locked the doors.
Coach Carter?
No, he locked the doors and he kicked out all like the bad kids out. It's old.
Okay.
I don't know.
But if it works in the movies, why can't it work now?
Because unfortunately,
There's laws.
What law? Did you know in this country, there is no law that says you must be educated?
There is
No. You
free
must,
appropriate public education.
it must be provided.
Oh, true. Okay, that's true.
But it isn't a law that you must have it. If the law says I must provide it to you. Now, with these terrible kids, these shitbirds, we are still providing the Look at Nancy on her phone. Look it
I know,
up.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up. I'm telling you.
I'm only laughing because I remember you walked into the social emotional learning committee
But yes,
of all
yes.
committees. That's what makes it hilarious. to me.
The Equal Education Opportunities Act of 1974 provides that no state shall deny equal education opportunity to an individual on basis of race, color, sex, or national origin.
Correct.
There's nothing about intelligence in here.
Right. So we are still providing the education. It is available.
With your idea, you're saying with distance learning.
Okay, how about we just stick them in a classroom? Fine, on campus, but they can't leave that classroom. That is your classroom periods 1 through 7.
And then somebody's going to come and be like, okay, well, who's going to teach that class? Who's going to want to teach that class?
We'll find
Howard?
We'll find somebody. yeah.
Stick you in there.
Fine, we'll find somebody. But the point is, if we separate them out, it gives 95% of everybody else at Roosevelt an opportunity to learn. Anyway, and that's what I'm hopeful for.
So
for
you're
this
like
year.
thinking like the greater good kind of thing.
Yes, the greater good. Like I've talked about the Pareto principle before, right? It's an economics principle. But it's a social science principle where 20% of the people consume 80% of the resources. So if they're over-consuming resources, why are we allowing this to happen? Like if you were playing the stock market, right? And you're losing money on one stock, would you keep it or would you sell it?
Get rid of it.
We would get rid of it. Well, if I have students and one of them is and a certain population is underperforming, what am I going to do? I must follow the law. And so I provide this education. But you just won't be part of the general education for everybody else.
See, this is why I wonder what would it be like if Howard opened his own school.
I was
would
about
love
to
to
say
see
this
that.
sounds like a private
Like a
school.
private school
Yeah.
with all these rules. It could work.
Yeah.
because you're limiting who you're educating. So that is like private, right? You're like these are
Right.
the people,
Yeah.
and usually it's the higher performing, right? So you can take them farther.
But within a public school system, that gets really tricky.
I pose this to you then. Let's take a C and D student who is not a behavioral issue,
Okay.
but they get C's.
Good kid.
Good kid.
Not very smart.
Correct. They're trying.
Well,
They're
C's
trying.
passing. C's
So-
pass. Yeah.
They're on the fragile cusp of education.
Sure.
Okay.
And when they are distracted,
Yeah.
then they're going to fall down.
Okay.
But
But
if we remove the barrier, all the distraction, and give them a general opportunity to be better, then they can be better because now we have more resources. Now teachers can be like, I don't have to spend 20 minutes of my day telling one kid, shut the fuck up. I can help this kid to be better. He or she can be better.
see, that's why. Okay, so I never really understood the whole "No Child Left Behind" thing when that came out. Remember that?
I
That
do.
whole
Well, the
thing?
problem is, so we're not gonna we're worried about the bottom.
right? But
But what happened to the top?
Yes.
Because it's like "No Child Left Behind," but it's
We're holding back.
We're holding back the ones that could fly.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you're only as fast as your slowest runner, kind of thing,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Let me convince all of you right now.
No, I'm
No, I don't think it's a convincing issue. It's kind of like a logistics issue and
The reality of
I'm
it.
like,
reality
how do I make that
issue
happen? Like,
and-
I'm thinking that what are all the
Like-
steps to make it happen?
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the time that Nancy was like, oh, charter school. And then I went home and I read the whole manual
Yeah.
because I wanted to know, how do we get that to happen? So now I'm thinking in my mind, how do we get this to happen?
No, because I agree with you because in my theater classes, I have students who are really good actors, students who are really good at, like playwriting. And then there's some kids that just really like the idea of theater, but they don't really have the skills to be a good actor or an actress or
Like
a
they'd be
director
good
or
to
whatever.
be an audience member. Like they
Like
appreciate
they appreciate it, but they can't be on stage for whatever reason. But when they're in my class, they have to participate. They have to act. And if they're part of a group with, capable actors and they're not so much really, they're gonna drag the group grade down.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I get it. If you get rid of that component, then that group does way better.
So I want to bring up one of Alana's classes last year as an example, and I'm going to ride this fine line, try not to identify a student. But there was a group of kids, Alana, in your class, right, that were just general fuckwits. One was removed, right? How did the other two respond?
They got better.
They got better.
That the class as a whole got better, and they were no longer my problem class.
Right.
Or they became less of a problem, if anything.
They were less. Now, we're not saying they were completely 100% holistically better.
Right.
But if we cut out that cancer, and then the kids that hung out with this other kid got better. Their behaviors changed. There's
Yeah.
less talking back. There was more work to be done.
yeah.
They weren't perfect, but I would say, Alana, wouldn't you say that by at least double they were better?
No, yeah, they were definitely better. And even my kids, they came up to me and I was just like, the kid was gone. And they were just like, oh, yeah, this will probably be better now. Even they recognized that it would be better
Yeah.
because that one kid was gone. And it was better. And they kept telling me that it was better.
See,
Yeah.
even a marginal kid knows it's better.
See, with the current system we have, though, if the one kid is gone from your class, though, wherever they went, they probably became a problem. You
Yeah.
know,
Well,
so
he-
it's kind of so your dream, Howard,
Yes, my
putting
dream.
them all into
Yes.
one room
Yeah.
sounds good, but can you imagine the reality of it? All the problem kids were in one classroom, and whoever is teaching that class, oh my god,
That sounds like
Well,
a nightmare.
Logistically,
it's a movie waiting to happen.
yeah, logistically, there'd be a group, right? There'd be a 3-to-1 ratio or something. There'd be a group, right?
So you're saying you need a lot of teachers.
Yeah, the whole thing hasn't been completely worked out, but the general premise is remove bad people and then put them back, and then let other students learn, right? Let them create and be who they are.
Yeah.
All right. That being said, we have a new group of students that have shown up.
All the freshmen.
The freshmen. How do we feel about the freshmen this year?
They walk around too fast.
Do they?
They were
You know why?
zipping around.
I'm
and I
okay
was
with that, honestly.
I was like,
They'll get to class on time.
They're
looked at them
probably
and I said, you
worried
need- I said, you need
because-
to get that Roosevelt stride. And I was like, they'll get there.
Our passing is 10 minutes. They're not
Yeah.
used to that.
They're used to like 5.
They're used
Well,
to 5 minutes
I was
passing.
like, I still have the Roosevelt stride after 2 decades, and I can get from A building up to G building in 5 minutes using that same stride.
And
So
this
it's
is a
so
new
cute.
place.
So it's cute. They're like scuttering around, and I'm like, oh,
They're
look
still
at
getting
this.
lost.
They
I
were
mean,
telling me that
granted, it was
campus
just
was
2
so
days.
big, and I'm just like, it's not that much
Not that
bigger.
big.
But there was a bunch that actually, when we're like, do you know where you're going? They just look at, yeah. I was like, oh,
Okay.
I
wait till tomorrow when all the
Yeah.
upperclassmen come in.
I kind of like them this year because I think this is our third year post distance learning, right?
Right.
And so I think their behaviors are finally coming like, yes, I need to go to a place with other people and interact. And they weren't as bad as 3 years ago.
Oh.
3 years ago, they were like the fucking worst. And the shitty part is that now they're juniors.
I was
Wait,
about to
right?
say, wait, which
Yeah?
class is that? I was like,
Oh,
my seniors weren't that bad. But yeah.
Who's got juniors this year? Advisory.
I've got
Anybody?
no, not advisory. I've got
Not
a few.
advisory.
I got
in
seniors.
class.
Okay.
Are you guys all
I
freshmen?
have
freshmen.
freshmen.
I got
we have all
freshmen.
freshmen.
Yeah, you're all freshmen. Yeah.
They're not bad. They are more sociable. There's a bunch of them that are really shy. But it's kind of like there's not a lot of weirdos this year.
Yeah.
Yet.
So far.
Yeah. So far from what we've seen. They're shy, they're polite. There are some that are talkative, but again, they have social skills. So they're talkative, but they're not annoying
Yes.
yet.
Yeah.
Keyword is yet.
Yet. Because we don't know. We've only seen them for 1 day, 2 days.
I think my biggest fear is that the ding dongs that are now juniors are going to influence the freshmen.
I hope not. They're not bad. They're not.
I mean, but then again, there's the seniors, and the seniors are like
Hey,
a pretty
hey, hey.
good group.
I feel like. Wait,
Well,
hold on.
but- okay, but those seniors, really quick, the reason why they're good, and I've asked them why do they think that their class was always pretty good socially, and they said it was because they had all of middle school. They learned all that social skills, and they only missed out on that last quarter. So they were
maybe.
kind of ready socially for high school, and so when they came in the middle of 9th grade, they were okay. But every year after that, missed a year or plus of middle school, so they didn't learn how to manipulate that. Like, Howard's giving me a stink look. That means I shouldn't do this, like if I keep pissing Howard off, he might punch me, like they didn't learn that. But this senior class was the last one that got a full middle school.
Let's
got
talk
it.
about physicality. Do they look small?
No, they look big.
I
Yeah,
feel like
they-
last year's were smaller.
Yeah,
last-
last year's freshmen were way tinier, and
Yes.
I feel like sophomores. I feel like a lot of freshmen last year.
Yeah.
I feel like that was the worst one right now out of the 4 years because last year they were so rowdy. Like just generally, not all of them, but generally they were really rowdy and super rascally and just
4'10".
yeah, and just you couldn't get them to shut up. They just wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
And they all have a lot of type A's last year.
Yeah.
A lot of type A's.
Do you think this year to me they're bigger, physically bigger? Do you
They are
think it's
physically
because we cut off? This is that year that their age cut off. Like they had to be.
Oh, they
a certain age.
restructured that thing,
Yeah,
right?
so
Yeah.
they had to be a certain age by like the end of July. So we don't have like the young ones that come like the later part of the year.
Maybe.
But I always think it's interesting because there's like, okay, teacher truths, right? We all know, like the good and bad freshmen come in waves.
Yes.
Like we know they come in waves. It's like if you have a really bad class of freshmen, you know that the next year they're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And if you have like a really good class of freshmen, you're like, oh crap, you know the next year's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird teacher truth.
I feel like it goes
is.
almost every other year, right? Because partial, but I think the seniors this year are good. The juniors are like, ooh, that's an interesting one, and then the sophomores.
Sophomores could because they were the rowdy ones last year,
Yeah.
so but now we have like
Okay, so are we going
kinda
like?
the quiet ones, which is nice.
So we had one good, two kind of and then one, maybe it's what it
See,
is. Maybe it's
teacher
every few
truth.
years.
Yeah.
So we're on the bottom of the wave?
No, this year we're at the top.
Yeah,
We're
we're
top.
climbing.
Oh, was
We're-
it good
we're
when you
like-
were top of the wave?
we're getting to the top.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to the top.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that makes me scared.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
that means
because
next year.
It could either be bad or good next
Well,
year.
actually, I know a lot of the incoming next year, so the ones I know are pretty good. So
let's hope.
those
yeah,
10,
cross your fingers.
10 to 20 that I know really well, maybe that'll just be no. They're not
20
gonna be my
out of
next.
like 300 something.
They're not, gonna, but they are not going to be. Yeah, no, I will not connect with them.
Hey, what's up
I
with this
refuse.
freshman class? Are they just like population-wise? They're smaller too, right?
No, yeah,
Yes,
it's like
because
200
they-
Smaller
something.
class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have to remember they cut out 4 months of children.
Okay.
So, oh no, because
5.
they could just August through December.
Yeah, the
If you're
5.
August, September, October, November, December.
I
5.
guess- okay, I have to
I'm
count.
born in August. I know this.
Because I was
We're
like,
over
I'm
here
like,
counting.
I'm like 12 minus 8 is
I do
4.
math all the time in class. I got this.
Oh God, and I do data. No, the computer does the data for me. No, but yeah. So if you cut out that many,
Yeah.
right, then that's why this year is small. But next year
It'll
it's
be
going to revert
bigger.
back to normal.
Statistically,
Because then we still have
August has
just
the
the
most
12
people.
months.
What was that?
Statistically, August has the most babies
born, yeah.
I thought it
So
was
that's-
September. Didn't you tell me September?
No, they have the most common birthdays in
Oh, that's
September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why a lot of kids are
because-
born in August for some
Because
random
people are having
reason.
winter fun.
Yeah, winter
It's
fun.
November.
Winter fun.
Nor Thanksgiving fun.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. That's why it's weird.
I was like, wait, my kid's born in August, but she was a month early,
December
so she should
fun
have been in
makes
September.
sense.
Well,
December
we-
fun makes
Yeah,
sense.
November's weird.
November fun is a little weird. But I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Do you? It's all good.
Yeah. All right. How are we feeling about our seniors though this year? Oh, JC, look at JC.
JC's gonna cry.
JC's gonna cry.
Make her cry. Make her cry. Make her cry.
Make her cry.
I am very proud of them. It's funny though, all those times of telling them, like you guys all know, right? You tell them, be prepared. The senior year's coming
Everything,
quick.
yeah.
You got it, like colleges, we got to narrow it down. We got to buckle down. We got to do these things. And now when they realize it's time, now they're like, oh my God, I got a couple of months. I got to pick my colleges. I got to apply. And I was like, yeah, you can't apply to 10 places. That's like $500 to $700 to apply. So you got to be smart. So
Your favorite kid, your favorite student is a senior. Oh my gosh, she is gonna cry. Look. Oh God, I'm a dick.
Compose yourself. Compose yourself.
I'm not trying to
Yes.
be like, oh, poor JC. I'm like, no, watch. Listen.
no, yes, yes.
Yeah.
He is a senior. Well, I'm not gonna say accepted
Where's
it.
your tissues now?
I know it's
Nah,
fine.
no need. I want to see
No.
it flow.
No. Yeah, we talk about future plans about like I talk to all of them like what are you
Yeah.
planning on doing? What do you want to achieve, right?
Yeah.
And that one will be hard.
Okay.
To say goodbye. But I've already made my plan. I told him I'm not going to see any of you at graduation. I'm giving you all your leaves earlier because I don't want to deal with that crowd. No, it's not happening. Grad practice.
No.
And
no.
then bye.
no. You say that shit now.
Right,
but I-
she's gonna show
That's
up.
not
Just
gonna
watch.
I have to be at graduation.
No,
right?
yeah.
You're an advisor. I have to show up.
Yeah.
I'll be there. But I said no. I'm only gonna give one lay at graduation because that's
And
it.
you're out of there.
And then I'm gonna like run to my car and
I keep forgetting like who's a senior this year. I think it's because like I've known these kids since they were freshmen.
Yeah.
So in my head, they're still freshmen.
They're still kids.
They're still little kids.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a senior this year." I'm like, "No, you're not." They're like, "Yeah, I am." I'm like, "No, you're still like tiny."
no, and yeah,
How
I was
can?
gonna say that throws me off too because we've seen them since freshmen, and I keep telling them, I don't think you guys have grown very much. I feel like I can still kind of look at you in the eyes, like, and I'm short, so
So yeah, it's kind of strange. And I have a lot of seniors this year in my program, which is great. And then I get like, not sad, but just kind of like, damn it, because now I'm not gonna have like those kids that I've trained for so long
Yeah.
helping me with the theater program. I mean, granted, I have the juniors who will step up. It's not the same.
this senior class, they're very, very helpful. Like they'll help.
Yeah,
and
they're
everything.
very helpful.
Yeah.
And that's like as a general rule, I think with the seniors this year, like they're just such a good group. And then my year is gonna be cut short because I have to go on maternity leave.
Oh,
And
but
so
you'll
I'm
come
just
back
like-
for your. Are you still gonna do like your senior send off and all of that?
I'm hoping to, because by then I should be knock on wood healed and kind of mobile. So, I mean, we'll see. Like, I'm sad I won't be. I usually try to chaperone prom.
You better be coming.
Okay,
It's
I
in
need
May.
that invite. Okay, so because I want to get that picture, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just
And
show up
then-
for the picture. And
Yeah,
the free
just show,
food.
and then I'll leave, and
Yeah.
then it was fine. Blame it on the baby. But then I might not even go to graduation because that's gonna be a pain in the butt. But yeah, so my year this year might be it will be cut short, which is sad.
We'll be sad that we won't be able to hang out with you
I'll just come and pop in. Why not?
Just come by.
Should
come
just
by.
ask which room has AC.
Yeah, which room is AC working where I don't have to see all these people? Can I just
Is
hang
the
out?
power on?
Honestly.
Why don't so at our last faculty, our first year meeting, like we always have this meeting at the beginning of the school year, and they always introduce the new people, and I don't. So we're sitting in this row, and we're all sitting together, and I don't want to out anybody, but we're just sitting there, and I'm looking at them like, you know how you're in prison, and he's like, look at this fresh fish. Look at this one.
I don't know. I've never been to prison, Howard.
My room feels like that. I
Yeah, it's
can't-
like a prison.
Yeah.
But we see the new teachers come in. I'm like, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. You'll be okay. No, you're not gonna make it.
So you're sizing up the new teachers and the new students. all at the
That's
same
what we
time.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is my privilege as someone that's been here 9 years. No, okay. Like for example, Alana, your friend, oh God, I want to say his name. No, let's just say his name because he's a nice person.
Yeah.
So Nick.
Yeah.
Nick is a good teacher. But when I first saw him in the faculty lounge last school year, I'm like, hey, students can't be in here.
He did this again this year, by the way.
Yeah. And so I'm like, and last year he's like, oh, no, I work here. I'm like, huh? And he showed me, he had to show me his ID because he has this big backpack on, this giant. Okay, so Nick's like a young Asian kid, and it's the kind of kid you think about when you think about, pharmacist, right? Doctor, nice, quiet, well-mannered, skinny Asian kid, glasses.
Yeah.
And he had his big backpack on. I'm like, hey man, hey, get out of
We've
here.
got a few teachers on campus that look like they could be students, though.
Yeah. And
But
so
we do have a lot of young
Yeah.
to begin with.
but with Nick, I had this honest conversation with him last year, and I said, "Look, man, I'm going to talk to you heart to heart. That what you're wearing is not going to work. You got to do like aloha shirt, slacks, shoes, and maybe like a
Is that why
briefcase."
he's been doing that every single day?
He just dresses like that in general because it's like
'cause I was
professional.
oh my God, you made him go buy all new clothes.
Because they will stomp his fucking ass. That's what these kids are going
If the
to do.
kids are bigger than the teacher,
Yeah.
or they look older than the teacher, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
You did that again to Nick this year because you saw him walking up from the field into A building on the first day of teacher workday, and you're just like, "Who's that student?" And I'm just like, "Dude, again, it's Nick. Come on."
Howard, boo.
Hey kid, get the fuck out of here.
He almost yelled, and I was just like, "Dude, no,
Nick,
that's
that's
Nick."
Because he wasn't in his aloha shirt and slacks.
No,
Yeah.
he was.
Oh, he was?
He was. You just thought he was a kid.
Put on your glasses, Grandpa.
I'm going back to the eye doctor in October. I need a new prescription. Fuck. Yeah, I saw
Just
him.
be like, bring his picture. I need to be able to see that
Yeah.
this person.
But there's a lot of new teachers here, and I look at them like, you're not gonna make it, man. Like they look so innocent, so okay,
Or hopeful. Is that?
hopeful.
They're very hopeful. Like you can see, like their spirit hasn't been broken yet.
I was gonna say, but didn't we all look like that? Maybe except Alana, because she knew what she was coming into. But didn't we all kind of look like that?
No, because I started late in life. I'm gonna be 49 years old this year, so I started teaching late in life, and I trained Alana like this is some shit that's gonna happen. Buckle down, here we go. And so Alana, being the awesome kid that adult now, Jesus Christ, you were my student now. I
You
think.
can say kid. You taught her.
Yeah, I taught her. I was your teacher. But now, so she really buckled down and like knew what was going to happen. But these new teachers, they come in, I think what these new teachers do, like, I don't know where they come from, the Midwest or whatever, and they put on some fucking Lifetime show about teaching in Hawaii with the palm trees
Oh, God.
and the summer breeze and the drinking a Mai Tai out of a coconut and like dancing hula on a Saturday or some shit. And they come down here and they're like, I'm going to teach in Hawaii. And
It's
then
gonna
they-
be great.
It's going to be fun. I'm going to work on my tan and say aloha to everybody. Fuck you.
Oh, and the teacher who sent out the email being like, "I will teach you how to say Hawaiian words because you guys are struggling."
Yeah.
Like a nice way of saying you guys are struggling.
Yeah, we have a Hawaiian teacher that says like, you are not pronouncing Hawaiian words properly. Come talk to me. But I see them and I like, these teachers are what are they? Idealistic?
I think they're still young. That's just what it is.
I want to have a secret gambling board of like an over and under odds of if they're going to make it past spring break, fall break, winter break, summer. Like there should be an odds chart, and we should put some money on it.
Because the thing is, like, when you start teaching, usually you have this idea of what your career is going to be like.
Yeah.
You know, and people, they remember what it's like to be a student, but they don't know what it's like for what their teachers went through.
Yeah.
And then you have all these movies about amazing superstar teachers who changed the school and the community and saved the lives of kids and all this kind of stuff, you know? And then
Well, think about it.
They
Most
don't-
of us come into school because we weren't the bad kids. Most times. Well, okay, except okay, well, we learned about you in the bathroom and him ditching school, this one ditching class. But I mean, but for the most part, we weren't like the big troublemakers. You know what I mean? Like your bottom 5%.
Yeah.
I don't think we were that.
No.
We weren't the bottom 5, but we weren't great.
Hey, I was in the top
Speak
8.
for yourself.
my grades were great.
Yeah.
That's about it.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, but we weren't that. Like,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Like, so we come back with, like you're saying, Nancy, with this good memory of what school was.
Yeah.
Sort of. I actually, honestly, I hated high school because I was bullied a lot. So my whole motivation to become a teacher was to come back here and make sure that the kids now aren't treated the way that I was treated in high school.
I like calling them fresh meat, though. That was fun.
See, but that's not like bullying.
yeah,
Like
you're-
I've
yours.
gotten stuff thrown at me, and I was like, people would pick fights with me, and I've had like teachers bully me. You know, so I wanted to be that teacher that made sure that
That didn't
I
happen.
could. Yeah, that didn't happen because I was like, I'm gonna be one of the good ones that protects the kids. You know,
what's funny, Howard, in this? Nancy and I went to school to like 2 years apart, and I don't remember any
yeah.
of that.
Her,
happening.
JC's Roosevelt and my Roosevelt completely different, very different experiences.
I don't know. I went to Kaiser.
But at the same time, like Nancy's saying, I did have good teachers that
Yeah.
made sure I was always safe.
Oh, I had great teachers.
No,
I just
like
had a
all the
select few that just were butts. You know?
Oh, yeah, I had
That's
that.
still true.
That's still true.
Yeah.
Like Alana, the teachers that were shitbirds are still here. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah, that's terrible. And by the way, did I ever tell you the story about Suzanne when she was helping out Audrey? They're both
Oh, yeah.
gone, so I can say their names.
Oh, you mentioned it about how she
Did I say that last podcast? I can't remember.
she
yeah.
recognized
You
you.
did.
Yeah, I was a terrible kid. I was terrible.
Yeah.
Behavioral.
Question:
Yeah.
when you guys started teaching, did any of your teacher friends tell you to not do it?
No.
Like turn around right now. Don't do it.
No.
Run while you
I
can.
mean, technically, Cam did for me.
well,
But he told me that also as I was a student.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it?
Be a
Yeah.
fucking teacher. Don't do it.
You
No,
don't get
I-
paid enough.
Why did I do this?
Yeah, why did you do this? Why did you become a teacher, Howard? Because let's face it, out of all of us here, you
Yeah.
complain the most.
I do.
That's sad
I do.
because I complain a lot.
But it
don't know
seems
what it
like
is.
you enjoy it.
Complaining or teaching?
Both.
I do. You know what? I wanted to teach kids how to code because I got so angry that they didn't know how. Like I know how, and I used to do that for work. And I got so pissed off that these fucking kids could not do it. I'm like, oh, well, I figured if I'm gonna complain, then I have to do something about it, right?
Okay.
You can't complain how stupid fucking kids are if you're unwilling to teach them. Like I think 4 of us and the teachers that are here are, well, let's get to that in a second, by the way. But the 4 of us, I'll say, have earned our right to say these kids are stupid. But then we do the thing that we're supposed to do. Now I'm going to educate you. I have the right to call you stupid because now I'm going to do my very best to educate you. And if you're still stupid, well, then I've tried my best and you're just a dum-dum. But, but we've earned that right? We've earned that right
Sure.
to say, you're dumb. Well, yes, but now I'm a teacher, so let me help you. Let me give you all this knowledge that I can. I'm not your fucking buddy. I mean, that's what, maybe JC's got a different philosophy. But I'm not your friend. I'm going to give you knowledge, and I want you to do your best.
Yeah.
That way, I have earned, you, the 4 of us, have earned a right to say, you're dumb. Kids are dumb.
So do you enjoy teaching, Howard?
I do. I do when they learn. and I do.
Because then you feel satisfied.
I do feel
Yeah.
satisfied because I'm getting older and these kids are going to be paying taxes in the future. You can't pay taxes if you got a shit job, right?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking out for my own best interest here.
or you got to be nice to certain kids because they'll be the doctors of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we say her name? Because
I don't know, but I know who you're talking about. Our mutual
so
student.
our mutual student, and then we talked about in last podcast, I believe. Like we're gonna call her doctor in 10 years, and now let's turn the corner and let's talk about some fucking antiques that work here.
Here we go.
This is the annoyed adult. That's what we do.
Yes. We complain.
No, I call them antiques because at one time, they were very valuable, and I'm pretty sure they still have value, but they don't have any value being functional.
Some of them.
Some of them.
The
Okay.
antiques, though.
Yeah, some of them.
They're
I mean, they
antiques.
have a little bit of function,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause
There
like
is
like an
value.
antique vase has some
Value.
function. Yeah, it has value. I mean, it has function. I could use it.
Okay, I guess.
But would I? No.
Well, it's like saying I have a manual 1950s rusty screwdriver versus a power screwdriver. I'm going to use the power screwdriver because it's more functional. It may not be as cool and as old and as vintage, but Jesus Christ, how can you be a vintage teacher when we're talking about teaching 21st century students if you're still doing the same shit you did in the 1980s or the 1990s?
So these are non-adaptive things. That's the thing.
That's what bothers me, right? Is like as a teacher, you should be open to these new ideas of like, oh, this is fucking new.
Yeah.
Let's
Keep
try
up
this
with the
shit.
times.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
up, man. Keep up.
Or at least be willing to learn.
Yes. Versus, well, I was doing this in the 90s and it works. I'm like, bitch, it's fucking 2023.
Totally different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so Alana, you had some teachers here when you were a student here, and those teachers are still here. And ladies and gentlemen, those are the teachers I fight with because I enjoy it.
I was like, there's still a good amount of teachers from when I was here.
Same here.
Yeah.
But some are very useful and good and very adaptive, even
Yeah.
though they're
Yeah.
older
Yes.
teachers. I respect them. Let us talk about, I just want to briefly mention, and I always say this, the crown jewel of Roosevelt, Greg Abe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Greg
Great
Abe.
teacher.
He is amazing.
Loves his kids. Really
Yeah.
does a good job with the band program.
Yeah.
His kids respect him.
Yeah.
I mean,
All 1,000 of them?
Yeah.
yeah. And I will never forget when I was having a life crisis, I didn't go home to tell my family. I went to tell him first.
Because he's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
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 Like,
So I
even-
mean, that's what it is. Maybe he was my motivation to bond with students. I'm gonna blame him.
Okay. Well, or thank him.
I don't know.
Yeah. But I,
With all the crying and tissues I have to buy, I don't know. Maybe it's the
But
blame.
yeah, he is an asset,
Yeah.
to Roosevelt. And he is like just a really just amazing human being.
Yeah.
yeah. And so I think a lot of people, when I say antique, they think I'm being ageist. I'm like, well, not really.
no.
Because we have some older teachers like Greg Abe, who is awesome. Like the best.
And he still knows how to connect with his students
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that he's not only teaching music, he's teaching community building. Like he makes them do community service. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I'm teaching you to be a person, like a better
now.
person.
Be a decent human being.
Super adaptive person.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think we get annoyed with people who have an antique mentality.
Yes.
It's not about the physical age of the person. It's just the mentality of, well, I've been doing this for so long, so I'm going to keep doing it. And we're like, well, that's not how the world works.
Yeah, their brain is vintage.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ, like be adaptive and change. Like I'm tired of hearing from students like, this teacher is, why are they teaching it like this? I'm like, let me see it. And like, why are you doing it this way?
It's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, it's like, who gives a shit how many apples Johnny has? What the fuck? Like I did this whole, and so okay, so I did this whole AI presentation thing of like how AI can benefit teachers and students and like,
Yeah.
And I did this one thing like we can actually write math word problems and say like, do it in a Call of Duty reference, and it does it, or like in a Minecraft reference, and it does it. It does math word problems and like you have this many blocks and this much diamond.
Make
but
it
you have to-
interesting.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you know why I did this?
Because
boy.
you love teaching.
Because I love revenge. So there was one teacher at the end of the school year that told me point blank, AI will never do my job and AI is stupid. And that teacher, and so, oh God, let's sit back. So I spent all summer like, maybe I go, how hard would it be? how hard would it be for AI to take my job? How hard would it be for AI to do this? And I spent all summer building tools, experimenting, and doing a presentation for the faculty. And we're going to get to that in a second. And so on the very first day of school, I see this teacher pull up in a car that could only be described as
A smart car.
the smartest AI tech car that you could possibly buy. And I was floored. I was floored. I'm like, what the fuck? You,
Maybe you convinced them.
I doubt it. Like, you bitch about tech so much. You bitch about AI so much, but you buy this thing. I'm like, good God.
And they already had a nice car too.
They already had a nice car, but this person got a better car
Yeah.
that uses all this tech. I'm like, you hypocrite. You fucking hypocrite. So, but let me just, for those that don't know, so we're at this faculty meeting at the start of the school year.
Yep.
And they said, Howard, you're going to present. You're going to present on day one at 1:45. I'm like, okay. And I have 61 slides.
Damn, dude.
I have 61 slides complete with video clips of how it's supposed to work. And I'm ready. I have speaker notes. I am prepared. I told each and every one of you, clap really loud when I'm done.
How many hours did you spend on this thing?
All summer. Oh my God.
And yet he said he doesn't have time to take PD classes to earn more money.
Because he's doing this kind of crap.
I'm doing this. Revenge. Revenge is my PD.
Revenge
will get you more money, though.
It's his
Yeah.
pay. He's getting
The
self-pay.
satisfaction I receive is almost like money. But anyway, so I'm watching the clock. Like, how long were we in that meeting? 8 to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, 8
Well,
to 4.
3.
8 to 3.
Yeah.
3-ish.
'Cause then we were supposed to
3-ish.
have the last part.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So 8 o'clock, 9, 10, and I'm watching the clock, and I'm on my laptop, and like refining slides and like making sure the font's right and making sure shit's lined up, like final touches.
Yeah.
And I even wore an Aloha shirt that day, did I?
Yep.
Yes,
I
you
did.
did.
Yeah,
Because
you
I
did.
asked you why you were dressed
Oh yeah,
nice.
I wore an Aloha
Yeah.
shirt that day. I'm like, this is gonna be presentation. It's great. And then I watch the clock. It's 12. It's 1. It's 1:15. 1:30. Okay, fucking yeah, Howard, let's get ready. Let's get ready, Howard. I'm psyching myself up. And my buddy Mark says to me, Howard, you know they're only on slide 86 of 135. I'm like, how do you know this? Because somebody told me. And I trust Mark. Mark wouldn't lie to me. I'm like, fuck. 140 hits, and our person up there is still talking. One of our leaders is still talking. 1:45, 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30. I'm like, God damn. So by 2 o'clock, I'm like, okay, well, I can cut this out. I can cut this out. I can just do this. 2:15 hits. Okay, fuck. I'll just cut out all the talk part and just do the tools part. Then no, 2:30. Then they're like, okay, we're done. And then they show the slide with my name on it. Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have enough time for Howard. You. Boo!
I think that is the sound you made.
That is
Yeah.
the sound I made.
Yep.
As loud as I can.
And they tried to
Boo!
move you to the next day,
And I said,
but then we
I don't
ran out
think
of time again.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, there
Yeah.
was time the next day.
what?
That's why we were done so early.
They wanted, and I said, forget it. And they go, what about faculty? I'm like, forget it. Because I'm bitter.
Now I'm
fucking-
mad.
I'm mad. But I told our administration, I'm like, these tools needed to be deployed to the teacher before the student shows up. That's why it was important. Because these tools can help, especially the new teacher who looks like a 12-year-old, teach a class. And, oh, by the way, we'll talk about that. There's a teacher that works here, and it's a she. And I thought, is she gonna make it? Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I know which one you're talking about.
No
I'm
clue.
confused.
Is
The-
that the short?
New one?
Did she come from the Midwest or something?
But it's the shorts one, right?
Yeah, she came from
Yeah.
a charter school.
She's not from here. I know that much, and that's all
I
got.
don't know.
It's just going whoosh.
I
Yeah,
know
I
which
know.
one you're
I
talking
don't wanna say
about.
names.
Yeah.
Don't say names.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get back to my story.
Okay, anyway.
So I got so upset. I told our principal, I'm like, look, man, I'm gonna email all the teachers and just offer them to come to my class for a free PD.
Yeah.
He's like, you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, oh, I'm positive. I'm positive. So I emailed out, and like 15 teachers came.
Cool. That's
It was
good.
great. It was great. But the person I did this for the most, the person I plotted revenge against, was not there. And I feel unsatisfied, like you're about to sneeze and you can't. It's like a sneeze you've been building up for 2 months, and then the time comes and you can't sneeze.
This is gonna itch you for like the whole year, huh?
Still bothers me.
Yeah, of course.
Still
You
bothers
wouldn't be
me.
Howard if it didn't.
No.
I don't know what will satisfy this. This
Giving a
itch now.
presentation to the whole faculty.
No, he had that opportunity. They offered it.
I had such digs, passive aggressive digs in my slides. Because
I believe it.
Because in my slides, I specifically built a tool to read PDFs. And the PDF example I used was a 13th edition of Brown and LeMay's chemistry textbook.
I remember this. This was quite entertaining.
And I designed an entire system where it would read it and digest it and tell it to you like at any grade level you want. And when I built that tool,
That's
I spent
actually
weeks.
pretty amazing.
I spent weeks and it works. And I was going to use that as a dig and it didn't happen.
I'm sure you'll come up with another idea to get your revenge.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not done.
Oh, I know you're
No,
not
we
done.
know.
Yeah, no, I'm not done.
Howard, I think you're a great friend
Yeah.
and a great human being.
Yeah.
But if people didn't know you, they'd probably think you're psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we know, don't cross the line with.
No, but I fight for my people, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes, you do.
If we're on the same team, I will fight for you.
Yeah.
What did I like? What did my student tell you? He saw. Remember, he saw you and you were waving at us because he was helping me. And what did he say? I think he said like, "Mr. Cam's a nice guy. He's so nice" or something. And I just looked at him. I was like,
You don't know him.
Because you're on the good side.
I was like, Shh, keep that a secret.
Oh yeah, that's the illusion, right? He goes, "Why are you smiling?" Because at the freshman first day, he was guiding the freshmen around. He goes, "Mr. Cam, you're smiling." I'm like, shit. I put my angry face back on. And they're like, so I had to put the angry face back on. I'm like, "How's his face?" He goes, "Okay, better. It's much better." Yeah, and I'm glad. How should we end this show? People should retire.
No, because we can't name anyone.
I can't name anybody. I really want to.
Well, we kind of covered them, right? People that have antique mentality.
Antique mentality, yeah.
Yeah.
They need to go. All right, let's give a message out to our students then. What do we want to tell them? What do we want to say? For me, I'm thinking like, just be resilient.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do. Don't mess around. Don't cause trouble. Simple.
Don't
Just take care of your
irritate
own
Yeah,
crap.
just do what you got to do, but and have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a good time with it.
Oh,
What?
Oh, God.
I said have a good time,
What?
and he,
No, I know how I'm going to end this show.
What?
I alluded to it earlier, but I forgot to talk about it.
Oh,
So, this entire podcast started because there was one person that used to work here. And this person used to just send these fucking messages. And he would just threaten us. Now, for those of you that are new to the show and you haven't heard it before, go back to the very first episode, and it's called Worst Coworker, episode 1, something like that.
Something like
Worst
that.
Coworker in the World, episode 1. Listen to it. It's about an hour long. I do it with my friend Tina, and she is floored because she couldn't believe that it was true. So, on the 29th of July, this person sends us another email. And I believe I call him Jack because he's a jackass. He's a jerk off. Anyway, I'm going to read the email and we're going to close out the show.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh my
So
gosh.
let's see how well I can do. Okay. This is what he says. "I just wanted to let you know where I ended up as I sit here in Princeville at some random restaurant writing this email. Last year I subbed in the fall in Maui, then got a 6-month contract to be a 6th grade middle school teacher. It was different, but it was okay. Had fun, and the second year went better. He replaced a rabbit with a guinea pig. This dickhead bought a rabbit for when he worked here. Now he has a guinea pig in his classroom.
Oh, yeah, and he had fish
he
and a
had
turtle.
turtle.
And a turtle.
I feel bad for these
Yeah.
innocent creatures.
Let me paraphrase and summarize the rest of his email. He had a 10-month relationship with a Filipino girl, and she had a 15-year-old son at Maui High School. Ugh. Okay. Why would you? Not the ill part that. I'm not.
Why
not,
do you need to know this though?
Yeah.
What's the point of sending this?
Just to clarify, I'm not saying ill because she has a son. I'm just saying ill because he dated. Like he was allowed
He was allowed.
Contact.
He was legally allowed.
with others. He says he's trying to finish his credits, and then he's now taught on 4 islands, so he continues to jump around. He wants to get his certifications. He tried to get a job at Eva Beach, but then you know how schools call your past employer to figure out how are you?
Yeah.
And we're honest, like, well,
Yeah.
you know, some reviews.
Right.
And he's mad that people give him bad reviews. Well, you're an asshole. You're a terrible person. He goes, anyhow, have a great school year. I'm excited to explore another island. Best wishes. Why are you sending me an email? Why are you doing this? And if you've spent 4 years on 4 different islands and can't land a teaching position because you are an unqualified shit, then maybe it's you, not them.
You made your bed. Sleep in it.
Yep.
Yep.
I just want to know. I think the email time frame has expired. Why are we getting this over a school year later?
I don't know.
Like we're at the point where we don't care.
Like you're gone. Like the memories.
Like this person is not in our minds anymore.
Nope.
And then out of nowhere, it's like, you know, like the Jack in the Box.
He's obsessed.
It's just, why? Like, we don't care. Just live your life, dude.
He is obsessed with
you.
with me.
Doesn't he reference you in that email too?
He does
I
reference
got
me.
a glance at it. Yeah.
He does reference me.
As a Rottweiler?
Oh yeah, so he wanted to get like something. I said because if you listen to the first episodes, he wanted to get another pet, and so I called the state office and I said, "Look, can I have a pit bull?" And they're like, "What?" Like, my name is Howard Cam, and I teach at Roosevelt High School, and we have another teacher here that has pets in the classroom, so I would like a pit bull. And they go, "Oh no, you can't do that at all." But you know what it is? He's obsessed. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, if you are obsessed with listening to more of this show, if you like it, then I appreciate if you follow this show on Spotify, and you can find us also on iTunes. We try to release shows as much as we can, but time and kids.
Work.
And if you want to hear about a certain subject, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. If you want to hear something, how will they contact us?
I don't know. Can't you comment on something?
I think they can comment on Spotify.
Yeah.
Let me know. Let me know what you want to hear. Until next time, thank you, JC. Thank you, Alana. And thank you, Nancy, for being part of the show once
Pleasure.
again. I
Thank
love you
you.
having
Yes.
you guys. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.